Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation with the Viking Cruises. And Mary Trotter is our new Business Development Manager for ACG Independent Travel Agent Program. And she's also going to be talking about the other representatives for the territories outside of her territory. Mary has a beautiful presentation. I am recording this for those who cannot attend. So Mary, the floor is yours.
Great. Well, it's so great to be with you guys today. As she mentioned, I am Mary Trotter. I'm your new Director of Business Development for the people that are in the ACG area for me. I am waiting to get the list. I have the IATAs for all the rest of you. I'm waiting for the list to find out exactly who your salesperson is. So as soon as I get that, I will make sure we get that out to everybody so that you have that information. But definitely want to go over a little bit about Viking. Some of you I know are probably very familiar, some are not, but I just kind of wanted to give you a quick little overview of what Viking is, because I know that you haven't had a lot of representation over the last couple of years because, with the pandemic, sales team members were let go, and our current sales team members were taking over a lot of big territory. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. We know everything that is happening with Viking. So first of all, why sell Viking? We are the largest small ship cruise line. We have more sailing dates, more itineraries. We now almost have 80 long ships on European rivers. So we have tons and tons of itineraries throughout Europe, and then with our ocean cruises, which we'll get into as well. We have great round trip economy air to Europe. We are always doing, special offers for that airfare. We're a very well-known brand. As I've been doing shows here the last few weeks, people are like, oh, I'm getting this in the mail, that in the mail. So we're very, very well known. We're highly awarded. We're mostly inclusive. We'll talk about what's included. Our customers, they're very loyal. They're constantly rebooking. We have incredibly safe health and safety precautions, just to kind of go over that so that you know what we are doing right now for our health and safety precautions. We do require that all guests are fully vaccinated. Now, we do have in place right now through April 1st that we were saying you needed a booster. Come April 1st, that booster shot, that requirement is going away. However, keep in mind, if the country that you or your clients are traveling to requires a booster, you will still have to have a booster. I was speaking with an agent last week. They were so excited because their clients didn't want to get the booster. They said, oh, they're going to be able to, go now because they don't need to have a booster shot. And Viking has gone away with that protocol. However, they were going to be departing out of Amsterdam. They were going to be flying into Amsterdam. Amsterdam does have a booster requirement. So we'll be, whatever that country requires. We are also doing testing every day on board right now. So that's, just making sure that everyone is as safe as can be. I also wanted to mention also on April 1st, another protocol that is changing is that we will no longer require masks on board. So you will not be required, your guests will not be required to wear a mask on board starting April the 1st. So, those are some changes I just want to make sure you are aware of. We do have, of course, pre and post extensions available on all of our itineraries. And most importantly, this is what you want to know as a travel agent. We don't have any non-commissionable fares. Our full fare is commissionable. So you don't have to do some math. Now, how much is the tax? How much is the non-commissionables? Everything is commissionable. So things that you need to know as far as how to book. First of all, our call center, if you're not super familiar yet, you're needing to learn, you don't want to book it online yet by yourself, you can call our call center. That's the reservations number and the groups number. Of course, the quickest way to book 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is always through our portal, which I'll show you. But this is, if you're a little unfamiliar, you want to talk to somebody, you can call that number. We do have $500 per person deposits on any journey that's under 30 days. Our final payment dates, now this is where we're a little different. Our final payment dates are typically 12 to 16 months prior to sailing. So all depends on when you're booking, but that will be on your invoice. And then I mentioned those really great airfares to Europe. We do have air promotions all the time. We have really low rate air promotions. Sometimes we have free air promotions. Those are for select flight times and for economy. So if they want to look for other flight options, that is available. You can come to us and say, my clients want to fly at this time on this airline, and there is an upgrade cost. It can be done, but you'll need to contact the air department. Premium economy and business class, those are also available, but again, for an upgrade fee. So Viking is 7 continents, 95 countries, 403 ports, 5 oceans, 20 rivers, and 5 Great Lakes. So we are all over the place, and we'll talk about all the different opportunities that we have with Viking. There's more than what you probably thought of. And when you think of Viking, a lot of times you think of just the Viking river cruises. We have a lot of other options for you as well. And this just kind of gives you an overview of what we do have to offer. You'll see our ocean, Mississippi River cruises, expedition, our European river cruises. We'll get into all of those. So we are the world's leading small ship company, was voted by the readers of Condé Nast Traveler. So in 2021, we did win that recognition. 2021 marked 16 years of recognition by Condé Nast in the 2021 Reader's Choice Awards. All right, so the Viking Travel Agent Portal. This is your best friend as a travel agent. If you're not using this, you need to make sure you're using it. You just need to go right there at the bottom. You see myvikingjourney.com/agent. If you're not set up yet, you can register there. If you run into any issues, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help you. But we have a lot of things available for you in the Travel Agent Portal. You can make or manage a booking. You can see our latest promotions. You can get marketing materials. There are training opportunities. We have, when we do have incentives, they are listed here. So there's so much for you that is available here on the portal. And you'll see kind of that screenshot here of all the different things we have available with the resources. Travel Agent Academy. Travel Agent Academy is kind of on a stop right now. We are in the process of redoing that because we did add some new products. So that will be launching soon in the next few months, but right now it's not active. So Viking, the Travel Agent Portal is divided up into 2 sections. There's My Viking Journey, which was, let me go back, that page, that's what it looks like. When you go to My Viking Journey, you'll see everything there. Things about if you want to have a co-branded website, if you want to use a group, resources, your marketing, you're making a booking, all of that's going to be right here. This is the front page of the Travel Agent Portal. So that's the My Viking Journey. Now, when you click on the marketing portion of My Viking Journey, when you go to marketing resources, you're going to see a different screen. So what you see on the screen here, this is where you are going to see that. So here you have all kinds of tools available to you, any of our current promotions. We have emails that you can send out, digital banners, e-brochures. If you are having an event and you want to invite someone, you can certainly do that. So everything you need, flyers, customizable flyers, is all going to be found under the Marketing Resource tab in My Viking Journey. So just to let you know, the Travel Agent Academy, as I mentioned, not quite ready yet. Hopefully it will be ready soon. We do have Travel Agent reference guides also under the resources section, not under marketing resources, but under resources. In that resources section, you're going to see some things about river and about oceans. You can see the print screen, kind of the screen there of what that looks like, setting the standard for river cruising, reinventing ocean cruises. These are great flyers that you can use to help sell Viking. So check those out. Really great resource. Maybe you're not very familiar yourself with what all is Viking river cruising, what is ocean cruising, what does that look like, what is expedition. You can find all of those PDF at a glance for you right there so that you can speak to the brand. So let's talk about Viking a little bit and kind of our philosophy, what our promise is. So we aren't everything to everyone. We are very focused. We are English speaking, mature couples. So we see a lot of 55 plus on our cruises, on all the different types of travel that we have. Our people really have an interest in history and culture and geography. I was actually talking to a client, to a TA earlier today, and they were talking about, so, if I have like a, 18, 19-year-old that's not really into culture and history, so, yeah, maybe not the cruise for them. So we are very focused on people that have that interest. We are very destination oriented. Viking is more destination oriented than any other place that I've ever worked with. Very, very focused on iconic cities, quaint little towns. So it's very focused on the destination, and we don't focus so much on everything inside. I mean, inside the resort, the ship is absolutely gorgeous. The crew is amazing. The food is amazing, but our focus is that destination. We do offer a highly inclusive product, so we don't nickel and dime. So, we have one shore excursion at every port of call is included. We have beer and wine at dinner and at lunch that are included. We have Wi-Fi included. As I mentioned, no port charges and taxes, that's all included in the price. So we do have quite a bit that is included in your cruise. And we do like to pass on any savings we have. We like to pass those things along to our guests. And of course, I did mention our staff, how amazing they are. We do have the highest retention rate in the industry. So we wouldn't have that happening if the staff wasn't happy. So the staff is happy, which in turn makes your clients happy. So as I mentioned, destination focus, culturally enriching. We call this the thinking person's cruise with Viking. We're created for curious travelers. So we really try to put those things together for you where you're able to explore, you're able to learn. So even before you go is where that starts. So before you go, you'll be able to go online. You can see, based on your itinerary, you'll see a list of films that you can watch. Some are fictional, some are documentaries, short cultural videos, recommended reading. I'll tell you, I actually hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to that part. I've been with Viking just over a month now, and I'm going on my first Viking river cruise in just a little over a week. And I'm going to be on the Rhine. So I myself got on the Rhine Getaway on the Viking page to see what items there were. And there were several books. Some were, biographies. There were some fictional books. There were some history books. There were all kinds of films that different places that where they were filmed, like the film Amelia is all filmed in Cologne, Germany. I'm going to be going to Cologne, Germany. So I might watch that one before I go, or maybe I'll download it for the plane. So we have all these things to get your clients ready to go on a Viking cruise. And then once you get on board, we have all kinds of activities on board that are going to share the culture. You're going to do, what the locals do. You're going to have a taste of each port that we're in. So that's really something we want to focus on. And then, of course, on shore, we have, we want to let you dive into what are the locals doing? What is the history and the culture of the destination? And then, of course, we want you to be able to connect with your travelers. Having a smaller ship makes it so that you're able to connect with so many people that are like-minded. And really, we do see people that connect on a cruise, and then they'll start traveling together on the following cruises. As I mentioned, that dining, that destination focused dining, we do offer local specialties. And then, of course, we always have your American classics because not everyone always likes that local specialty. We have, regional cuisine, authentic regional dishes. I mentioned that taste of event. So we'll have a food and drink of the region there. And then, of course, amazing service, multiple dining venues, and just a great staff taking care of you. So we have, of course, award-winning service. We do have, as I mentioned, a high retention rate, over 90% return year after year. That is huge. So as you can see, the staff is very happy, which in turn, again, like I said, makes your clients very happy. It's all about attention to detail. Our staff, they all speak English. They're trained to the highest service standards. And we have a service guarantee. So we're the only cruise line to guarantee our service on board. Then, of course, on board, we also have that onboard enrichment. So we do have, as I mentioned, onshore exploration. So one port of call is included at every port. One shore excursion is included at every port. That shore excursion is typically a few hours long, and it is usually like a city tour, whether it be a walking tour or motor coach tour. There's always one tour included at every port. We have additional, of course, excursions that you can add on if you would like. We have our culture curriculum. So we have lectures, we do port talks, we have local cuisine, destination performances. So we bring the culture on board for you, all kinds of historians on board. And then we have, again, those optional tours, which are really, maybe will be focused on the local life, what is happening with the history and what's currently happening in a port. We can also personalize your journey. So if there are things that you want to add on, you can certainly work with our staff on board and they can help you with that. As far as once you're on shore, I mentioned that we have a different kind of focuses for our optional tours and for our included tour. It's broken down into 3 sections. We have local life, working world, and privileged access. So you'll see that all of our excursions are broken down into these 3 types of experiences. So first is that local life. So for instance, going to Cologne, Germany, and experiencing Cologne's beer culture and enjoying dinner at a Brauhaus restaurant. That's something that would have you experience what the locals would do. In the working world, you're going to go and see the Kinderdijk windmills over in Kinderdijk, Netherlands, and you're going to see how that works. So you're finding out all about that, or maybe you're also including into that a cheese farm. You're going to take a look at how that is made. Then privileged access is going to put you into something that is very exclusive, something you can't do anywhere else. So for instance, in Austria, you can go and visit the Vienna Boys Choir and spend time with the Vienna Boys Choir. So that's something that is a much smaller group of people are able to do. And it's not something that other people are able to do on other river cruises. And then when I spoke about things that are included, we've said many times, one shore excursion in each port of call. So you have a really great guide. They're absolutely amazing. They really know what they're doing and know so much about each port. We have our onboard meals. Of course, those are included. You have your choice of multiple dining venues. You can eat anytime you want. Open seating. There's no fixed dining times. Also, I did mention your wine, beer, and soft drinks. Those are going to be included on board at lunch and dinner. You have specialty coffees and teas available 24 hours. You may be wondering, what am I supposed to do if I want wine or beer or something else another time of the day besides lunch and dinner? Of course, we do have a package for that. So you can add the Silver Spirits package. It's just under $20 a day. I think it's $19.95 a day. So on an 8-day cruise, you're looking at about $150 to give you unlimited wine, beer, mixed cocktails, soft drinks. That'll all be included. Additionally, what is included is your bottled water. We do replenish that daily in your minibar. Free Wi-Fi so that you can share pictures with friends and family. If you are doing an overnight stay, if you're doing one of our pre and post cruise extension packages, or you're doing one of our cruise tour programs, we use first class hotels. We do have an infotainment system in the room to have your movies on demand and your Fox and CNN, National Geographic, all of that. And of course, as I mentioned, all port charges and government taxes, those are included. So just so you can see how we're able to use more space on a Viking ship, if you've ever seen a Viking long or any long ship, river long ship, you'll see how most ships up at the bow, they are kind of pointed. That becomes unusable space. On a Viking ship, we've rounded that out. So it gives us 20% more space. We've turned that into a dining area to the Aquavit Terrace. So we're able to use that space better. Our vessels, our river cruise long ships, they only have 3 decks. But it's really quiet. And we do have more space because of that rounded out, or square, should I say, bow. And then of course we have asymmetrical corridors so we can have those balconies, and we're not reducing the room size. So we really have learned how to really use our space. We also own and operate all of our ships. So we own and operate all of our ships, which helps us to have that consistent level of service. We're not, out there contracting through some other company. Just so you can get an idea of who you'd be looking at, because maybe you've never sold Viking before, and who do you target? Our average, our 55 plus is what I mentioned. Average age is around 65. All of our cruises, just so I need to mention this, 8 days and longer. So our shortest cruise is 8 days or 7 nights. So 1 week. So you do need to keep that in mind. We don't have really short cruises. Everyone, most of our people are English speaking. They're well educated, affluent, curious and active. And as I mentioned before, interested in history, culture, and music. This is kind of a little graph to show you the number of people that are over 55 years old in the US. And you see it's just growing and growing. People are living longer and longer and traveling longer and longer. So you really have a very big audience that you can get out to and sell a cruise to. So just to kind of give you an overview, so you can see just how much Viking has grown. This hasn't been updated in a couple of years. It's actually probably even more. If you can see, just in 2010, we owned 26% of the market share on river was Viking. We are now actually over 50% because we did add a few new ships. Even this last week, we added 8 new ships. So you can see that, we have a big part of the market share there. And then our voyage highlights, just to highlight a couple of our voyages so that you have a little bit of an overview. These are our most popular voyages. And I just want to make sure we mention them. We have our Rhine getaway. So we're going to talk about our river cruises first. We have our Rhine getaway. This is Amsterdam to Basel, or you can go Basel to Amsterdam. You can see all of this great itinerary. I'm actually doing this itinerary myself next week. Very, very excited about this, but really great highlights. Great things to see. Of the 8 days, you can see your import every single day. So you do have 6 guided tours because we do not do a tour on the embark and the disembark day. So the other 6 days, you will have tours included. And of course, you're going through 4 countries when you're on this particular cruise. One of the top 3, so I'm going to give you the top 3 most popular of our river cruises, European river cruises. We have the Romantic Danube. This is going to be another one that's 8 days, 3 countries, 5 guided tours, because you will see that we are in a couple of places more than 1 day. So we have Budapest to Regensburg, or you can go Regensburg to Budapest. So these particular, both the Rhine getaway and the Romantic Danube, we have ships going pretty much every single day departing out on one of these itineraries because we have so many of these long ships doing these itineraries. But this is a great opportunity if you have those guests that are really a lot of music focused people that like that music history. This is a really good one. My daughter's actually a music education major, and she, this would be her dream right here, to go to Vienna and Passau. She would be very, very excited about this one, to Krems. So your music history buffs, this is a great one to go to. Then we have the Grand European Tour. So if you have somebody who has a little bit more time, this one gives you a full range of everything. So this is going to put you on the Danube and the Rhine. So it's a kind of a combination of both. So it gives you kind of the best of both the Rhine getaway and the romantic Danube. So this is a really great opportunity for those people that have a full 2 weeks. And then this just kind of gives you an overview of some of the other itineraries that we have on the rivers, on the European rivers. You'll see we can do Holland and Belgium. Of course, those tulips and windmills, that's coming up soon. Please disregard, I actually forgot to take out Russia and Ukraine. Those are, of course, itineraries we are not currently doing. And Southeast Asia. So Russia, Ukraine out all of 2022, most likely out in 2023. So just want to make sure you know that. We also have our Mekong cruises. So that's going to be in Vietnam. A little bit different itinerary. People don't think about that we go on the Mekong River, but that is an opportunity we have on our river cruises. And then, of course, we have our Egypt river cruises, the Pharaohs and Pyramids. It's a 12-day round trip Cairo. So there's some opportunities out here that you may not realize are out here. So you definitely want to take a look at those. Of course, I mentioned we have with the Paris, we have Paris in the heart of Normandy. That's round trip Paris. Something really, really exciting happened just last week on March 16th. We did the naming ceremony for 8 new ships last week, and 4 of those ships were on the Seine River. And those 4 ships are a little bit shorter than our normal Viking longship. But what that allowed us to do is that allowed France to let us port much closer to the Eiffel Tower. So we are just a very short walk from the Eiffel Tower. This has made, it's going to make for some really great itineraries now. So 4 new ships that allow us to go right there by the Eiffel Tower. So we're really excited about that. That's been a long time coming that we were able to make that happen. Let me just show you what those long ships look like. So this is going to be our long ships along the Danube and the Rhine rivers. For our other rivers, they're going to be just a little bit shorter, but same kind of design, same spaces on board. You'll see 190 guests on board, 4 decks, 95 staterooms. Keep in mind, we are adults only, so no children on board, and none of our rooms hold more than 2 guests. So we do have 2 guests per stateroom as well. So we're all about understated elegance. So it's thoughtfully designed to connect your destination. It's all about functional and filled with lights, very Scandinavian. Light-filled spaces to keep you refreshed and to keep you relaxed. And that's just kind of an overview of what some of the areas look like on our long ships. Here's your guest services desk. Right now, this is where you drop off. Of course, they help you with any of your shore excursions and things, but also we are doing daily testing, daily COVID testing. This is where you will drop off your test each day as well. There's the atrium area. This is the restaurant, kind of our main restaurant where everybody gathers for dinner and lunch. You see a lot of people here at the Viking Lounge and Viking Bar throughout the evening. Once they're tired and done for the day, they come back to the bar and lounge to have some drinks with friends. This is the Aquavit Lounge. So the Aquavit Lounge, this is that area where I said we kind of squared off the bow of the ship. It has created this space where we have the lounge and then the terrace. So in those really pretty warmer months, you can sit outside. Of course, you can see some blankets are out here. So this is probably shot in a time when it's a little bit cooler. We keep some blankets out there for people. Of course, we have a library with great options for people to read while on their cruise. The sun deck, you will see us see people up on that sun deck throughout the journey. There's a couple of, on the Danube, there's a stretch where we go down the Danube River where there's just castle after castle and beautiful landscaping for 12 miles. And this is a really great, we'll have a tour guide up on the deck sharing about all the history and things that you see along the way. So you will see a lot of people congregate up here on the sun deck as well. On the sun deck, we do have an herb garden, so all of our herbs are fresh. We grow those right there up on the sun deck. And then our staterooms, beautiful staterooms, very simplistic, but they have everything that you could possibly need, even down to heated floors. So if you are doing Christmas markets and you've been out in the cold all day, you can go in and take a nice warm shower and then step out onto those heated floors. Here's just some overviews of different rooms that we have available. That's our Explorer Suite, both the bathroom and then the sitting room area. Then we go down to our veranda suite, a little smaller at 275 square feet, but you'll see it has a separate seating area. That's what makes it a suite. And the bathroom. And then this is our veranda stateroom, a little bit smaller, 205 square feet, but again, you know, plenty of space for being on river, and a nice veranda where you actually walk out onto the veranda. This is very popular, a French balcony stateroom. If you have those people that don't want to go all the way for, you know, a full balcony stateroom, that just opens up and they can step out and still have beautiful views, but they're paying a little bit lower cost. And then our standard stateroom, I mean, on a river cruise, you are out so much. A lot of people, it doesn't really matter to them that they have a balcony. So this is a great option, as well as kind of our lead-in category, so that people can be able to go but not pay that higher cost. But this is a really great option. Again, beautiful room. They just don't have that big veranda where they can see. But again, so many spaces filled with light and windows throughout the ship, as you saw in these previous pictures. All right, so this is just kind of an ocean. This is a view of everything that we do for ocean. Just going to share a little bit with you about ocean, and then we'll see if anybody has any questions or anything. So of course, our ocean ships are a little bit larger. So we have more dining options. No additional charge for any of these dining options. We have 8 different venues to choose from. Actually, one of the venues being the 24-hour room service. So lots of options for your guests to dine on Viking. Just kind of to mention, and I mentioned most of these as we've talked, just so you can think about what we don't do. We don't have casinos. We don't have children on board. We don't do umbrella drinks. We don't do photography sales, art auctions, beer and wine. We don't charge for those at lunch and dinner. We don't charge for the alternative restaurants. We don't charge for Wi-Fi. No charge for use of laundry. So if you're on one of those longer cruises, you can go in and use the self-service laundry area. The spa, you do not have to pay an entrance fee or have a spa treatment to go to the spa. You can certainly go and experience it without that. We don't give you any pressure to buy things for the spa. We don't have inside staterooms on our ocean ships. We have no smoking there, no smoking on board, no waiting in lines, no formal nights, no butlers, no white gloves, and of course we don't nickel and dime. And just kind of an overview of ocean, just so you can kind of, you know, people ask a lot about Viking Ocean because I feel like people know Viking River a lot better than Viking Ocean. And so, you know, trying to figure out where does Viking Ocean fall? Maybe you have, who's my target market? So maybe you have people that are on some of our premium cruise lines like Princess or Holland America or Celebrity. They're looking for that smaller ship experience. They've booked multiple cruises. They're always in a veranda. That's a good target market for you. If you have somebody in some of the other, you know, maybe more of a contemporary line, you might be able to get them to do a Viking ocean cruise, but really that focus should be your premium and luxury clients to go on a Viking ocean cruise. So of course we have resident historians that are always on board, where we have lectures, we do forums in a smaller type group setting. We do have what we call office hours. So our lecturers, our historians that are on board, they do have certain times of the day where people can come and sit down and ask them questions one-on-one. We do bring on different guests to do lectures for us as well. And then we bring on people that have just remarkable stories that have really, you know, we've just got some great people that we bring on board. So on the Viking Ocean, we do have a lot of itineraries that do have some cultural performing. We have a wide range of talent. We'll have folklore performances, classically trained singers. So we bring on people from whatever area we're in. So it's not those big Broadway, Vegas type shows. It's again that cultural type experience on board. We do have an exclusive partnership with Oslo's Munch Museum. This is Norway's most famous artist, and Torstein Hagen, our owner, he loves Edward Munch, and so you will see his collections throughout the ship. There is, if you can see up at the top there, that is an atrium screen, and that will change. It'll show different pieces of art there at the top of the stairs. And then often we will bring on we'll do an exclusive viewing of the Metropolitan Opera's live and HD performances. So you will see those on board in the theater. So that's something that we do. That's kind of a privileged access type experience that we do. And we have backstage interviews with people from throughout the Metropolitan Opera. So that's a really great experience for those that are very interested in music and opera. Just to highlight what we offer with Ocean, because we do have a lot of itineraries with Ocean. We currently have 8 ships sailing. We have 4 more slated to come on board in the next few years. Our most popular is going to be our Viking Homelands from Stockholm to Bergen. That is our most popular itinerary. So we get a lot of people that really enjoy that. Of course, we have our Reykjavik to Bergen is also a very popular one. We did just add a round trip Reykjavik that has been very, very popular. So that will be coming back in coming years. And then, of course, going all over the Mediterranean, all over Italy, lots and lots of great itineraries. So check these out for your guests. If you have anybody interested in Ocean, definitely take a look at these. Our ships are just 930 guests. So less than 1,000 guests on board. Again, 2 guests per stateroom. So it gives you that smaller ship feel for sure. This gives you an overview of some other areas we offer. We do have Americas and Caribbean. So if you have somebody that's wanting to be a little bit closer to home, we do have some round trip Miami to the Southern Caribbean. We have round trip San Juan. So we do have things that are a little closer to home. And of course, Alaska coming up for you. Asia and Australia available. And then we have some that are a combination of both ocean and river. So we have where you can go on the Rhine and then go and see the Viking shores and fjords. It's a combination. Or if you have 22 days, you can do that full Grand European tour we talked about on the river. That's 15 days. And then you can go and do the Viking fjords as well. So we do a combination like that also. Just to share some pictures with you about the ocean ships. As I mentioned, 930 guests. It is considered a small ship. Lots of options, lots of things to do on board, though. Again, that understated elegance, Scandinavian type feel, light spaced faces. You just see everything is very bright and light everywhere you look. We're very focused on art, as I mentioned, the Munch Museum giving us a collection of things there. We're all about it being relaxing, being comfortable. This is that 3-deck atrium. You'll see this kind of a living room setup that we have, like little different living room spaces for people to sit and relax. This is our Explorer's Lounge. So again, beautiful light spaced areas, windows absolutely everywhere. In the Explorer's Lounge, we also do have a really extensive library for guests to borrow books to read throughout the cruise. This is our Winter Garden. This is a restaurant and lounge area. Again, beautiful. It sits right by the pool. So Winter Garden is, if you see those glass windows there to the back, on the other side of that is where the Winter Garden is, Winter Garden Restaurant and Lounge. And then we do have, of course, our pool here that can be closed off or it can open up so we can keep it nice and warm for you. Here is all open. And then we have an infinity pool off the back. So there is a small infinity pool off of the back of the ship as well. And here are some pictures of our spa. And this is one thing we have unique to our spa is the snow grottos. So of course we have your steam rooms and your saunas and all of that. We also have a snow grotto. Here's one of our restaurants called The Restaurant. That's kind of one of our main restaurants. We have Manfredi's Italian restaurant, amazing Italian food here. We do have a private dining room. So this private dining room will seat 10 people. There is no additional cost for the private dining room. It just does need to be reserved in advance. So if you have a group of 8, 10 people that are wanting to have dinner together in kind of a private area, you can always work with reservations to make sure that we get this reserved for you, so you can have one night that's more of a private dining experience. And here is the chef's table, another one of our amazing restaurants that are, again, no additional fees to visit. Mamsens. Mamsens is mother in Norwegian. So this restaurant is dedicated to our owner, to Tor's mom. And we use a lot of kind of her recipes and things at this restaurant. In the evening, you'll see a lot of people come here and get, some nice little treats and things at Mamsens. Then off the back is our Aquavit Terrace. You notice we had an Aquavit Terrace also on our river ship, so we do keep things consistent. Beautiful open air area to have breakfast, to have lunch, to just sit and lounge and have a drink. And just to give you a few pictures of the staterooms, again, that Scandinavian streamlined type interior. We have king size beds, goose down pillows, bathrooms again with the heated floors and the double sinks. So this you'll see on these slides, it does notate. So your stateroom, whatever stateroom your guests are booking in, that is when they get access to be able to get on board or to book their shore excursions. So for instance, on an ocean ship, a veranda stateroom, this is our lowest category of stateroom. We have a 3 p.m. stateroom access. Your shore excursions you book at 60 days prior. Your mini bar has soft drinks, water, and snacks. Then your deluxe veranda, everything kind of goes up a little bit. So 2 p.m. stateroom access, 67 days before due shore excursions. You get 1 guaranteed priority reservation at each restaurant. So we do allow those priority reservations. And again, with each category, you get more and more priority reservations. You can certainly get reservations, like once you get on board, that's doable. You will get that time to eat at each restaurant. But for those that book and higher, as you get higher up in the categories, maybe they have they want to eat at 7 p.m., which is prime time at a particular restaurant, they can't get that guaranteed priority reservation. There's a view of the deluxe veranda. Looks very similar to the veranda. Then we move up to our penthouse veranda. Again, you'll see the additional amenities included there. Just a note on this one, they do get pressing and shoe shine services on this one, and it does have more like a bigger living room area. It's not a completely separate living room area, but more living room area there. And then we have our penthouse junior suite. So again, another step up. So you have this one, you have your pressing and your shoe shine included, but also your laundry and dry cleaning included, plus all the things you had with the other inclusions. Additionally, we have a picture here of our junior suite and how that's laid out. You'll see this area here of the living room area and the bedroom. That living room area that has, if you can see it there, it has a curtain that goes across to make that kind of a separate area. So if somebody wanted to be asleep and someone else was up early, they were early riser and wanted to sit and have some coffee in the living room area, they could do that. And there's a bathroom view. And then we have our Explorer Suite. Again, earlier access to your stateroom. Everything just continues to go up from there. Everything is pretty much the same as far as inclusions, other than you get more priority reservations, more priority shore excursion reservations. So that's what the additional amenities you get there. This is what that Explorer Suite looks like. It is, it's a big suite. Let me just go back here if you saw that. 757 to 1,163 square feet. So it does vary on where it's located on the ship as far as the size. This is the sitting area. So you have a whole separate sitting area here. Outside, you have a veranda, a really large veranda with your Explorer Suite. Again, it depends on where it's located as to how big the veranda is. Gorgeous bathroom. I mean, look at this bathroom. It is amazing. You've got that tub and the shower area. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then we have our owner's suite. So our owner's suite is going to be our biggest suite at 1,448 square feet. And you'll see one big difference here is that you do have a complimentary shore excursion with a private car and driver in port city of your choice. So that is a big thing that is added there. Keep in mind, I had said 2 people per stateroom. That includes even the owner suite. We do not do more than 2 people even in this stateroom. But lots of inclusions in our owner suite. And there's just one of those on board. Beautiful bathroom. And then just to touch on our couple of other new products that have just come out, our Viking Expeditions. It says it will be different. It is different. The Viking Octantis is actually out sailing in Antarctica already. Beautiful ship. These, of course, are artist renderings. I need to get some, I'm waiting to get some images because she just started sailing at the end of January. But beautiful terrace. You can see those chairs that are looking out. So we'll do like some theater type things, some presentations. There's actually a screen that you can't see really well in this picture, but the white thing that's up on the ceiling, that comes down into a screen where we can do presentations that'll lift up so that people can sit and see outside. Here's our loading area for our ribs. So people will load inside, step onto this. I think for myself, I live in Orlando. So for me, this is like getting on Pirates of the Caribbean or something. As you get on there, and then there is a conveyor belt that takes you down and then drops it slowly and gently into the water. So it makes it really, really accessible for guests of all, of all types to be able to go out and explore in Antarctica. This is going to be just an artist rendering of the Great Lakes in Canada tour. And this just shows you a quick overview of all the different options that we have for our expedition ships. We're going to have, of course, Antarctica and the Arctic, Great Lakes in Canada. Those have been really popular and selling quickly. And then we have some grand journeys you see there that are a little bit longer cruises, going to places like Brazil and to the Caribbean. And then last but not least, I want to tell you about our Viking Mississippi River cruises. So again, this is an artist rendering. This is our Mississippi River cruises. They're in St. Louis. I actually saw that this weekend. I was in St. Louis this last weekend. But she's going to be going up and down the Mississippi River. You'll see that she does look different than other river cruise lines, their ships. It's not a steamboat. It is fully a Viking river ship. Looks very similar to all of our other Viking products with that Scandinavian feel. You are going to have 5 itineraries. So we have 8 days and 15 days. We kind of break it up. If you want to do all of the full river mid-June and mid-September to mid-October, you can do the full 15 days. We do have December to January. You're going to have 8 days in New Orleans, Southern Charms, because it's kind of chilly then. Heart of the Delta, you're going to go on January to mid-June, and then mid-October to November is going to be on the Heart of the Delta. The reason you do not see us doing, this itinerary, the Heart of the Delta, not doing that during the summer months is that area. There are areas of that get flooded. during July, August time. I actually used to live in that area, so it does get pretty flooded during that time from that like Memphis area up through St. Louis. It can get really flooded. So you'll see mid-July to mid-September, we're actually north. So you're going to be, St. Louis north on this. Just to give you some artist renderings of what this is going to look like. Again, Explorer's Lounge. You can see that it looked just like many of the Explorer Lounge pictures that we've looked at in the past. It's going to look very much like our ocean staterooms. We will have 2 new stateroom categories for the Mississippi. Every stateroom is going to have a veranda or a French balcony, so everyone will have some type of a balcony. And we're going to, of course, have just highest attention to detail like we always do. All right. So I've talked forever. So let's see if anybody has any questions.
You did a great job. Yeah, there's a few questions in there.
Of course. Let's see here. There are some questions. Okay, let me go and take a look at the questions we have. I am so sorry. Apologize. Yes, the Aquavit Terrace. Connie says loves the Aquavit Terrace. It is absolutely gorgeous. Are you going to offer the round trip Bermuda sailings again that you did last summer? I have not heard that we're offering those anytime soon. Those were being done because honestly, we just didn't have anywhere else to go. That was part of the problem. So I don't foresee that that's going to happen. Who knows? It could, but at this time, no. Has Viking considered approaching the air carriers for more lift into and out of Bergen? It can be difficult, Monica. I haven't heard that we are working though with any additional carriers. I know we work with quite a few, but yeah, that's a hard one. Oh, the sub. Yes, there is a sub. Thank you, Nancy, there was no picture, so I didn't think about speaking about it. Thank you for pointing that out. We do have 2 subs on board. They are 7-person subs, so there's an operator and 6 people. So there's a submersible that will go under the water. You have a guide that drives it for you and can see all the underwater sea life and everything. That is included in your expedition. So that's on our new expedition on the Viking Octantis. So that's included. It's 30 minutes. I believe you go down for 30 minutes. So that's great. Advanced reservation. Yes, the sub you would be able to get, I believe that's done through when you book your shore excursions. It's during that same time you'll have the opportunity to book those reservations for the sub. Any other questions?
Yeah, there is one. Can you explain the service guarantee?
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. You know what? I apologize, guys. I'm brand new. And I think I need to find out exactly what the compensation is for the service guarantee because it was not in the information I got. So I apologize, but I can find that out and get it all to you. All right.
Like that's it.
All right. That is it. Okay. Well, thank you guys. That's my email address, mary.trotter@viking.com. And as I mentioned, if you're not with the ACG area of AAA, I'm working on finding out who your directors of business development or business development managers might be because we have gone through some changes. They've added, we're really pumping up the sales team. We're adding a lot of people to the sales team for better coverage. So there are some new people coming on. Like I know in Ohio, we have someone new coming on, or they may have already started actually, but I'll find out and get that information over to all of you so that you have it and know who you can go to.
Wonderful, Mary. Thank you so much. And everyone, again, I am recording this for those that did come on late or unable to attend the presentation. Mary, thank you again. It was an excellent presentation and you would never know that you're new.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. You have a great week this week.